Hey, Stacy here. Welcome to my channel. Today's episode will be part 2 of my hair removal series, where I will talk about laser or light-based hair removal methods. Stick around. Alright, so for today's episode I wanted to talk about laser or light-based hair removal techniques. And now I say that because there's going to be one type that I'm going to talk about where somebody might comment, you'll get lots of comments if I don't mention this, that this isn't technically a laser unit, and that's true. There are two main types of light-based removal units, and I will talk about both kinds. I'll discuss the differences between the two, and discuss the advantages of one over the other. So I decided to bring up a Wikipedia article to help us along here in talking about laser hair removal. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this, I'll go through what laser hair removal is and the process of it. So laser hair removal is the process of hair removal by means of exposure to pulses of light, laser light that destroy the hair follicle. So it has been used for quite some time here. In the Wikipedia article it says it's been used commercially since 1995 and 96 and 1998. Laser hair removal is widely practiced in clinics and even in homes using devices designed and priced for consumer self-treatment. So yeah, there are options on the market to allow you to do this in your own home, and we will actually talk about that today. So how laser hair removal actually works is the primary principle behind laser hair removal is selective photothermolysis, the matching of a specific wavelength of light and pulse duration to obtain optimal effect on targeted tissue with minimal effect on surrounding tissue. So basically meaning that the laser will target darker colored patches, hair, possibly dark moles or dark lesions, or any sort of dark patches on the skin will absorb the light and will generate heat. And what causes that is a substance called melanin. And that melanin gives the patches, the hair, and everything their dark color. The more melanin there is, the darker the hair, the darker the patches. The Wikipedia article goes to mention that melanin is considered the primary chromophore for all hair removal lasers currently on the market. And there are different types of melanin too. We could go into that as well, but you could read that on your own if you like. Talks about how fast and efficient laser hair removal is, but we won't worry about that. We all know that. So now when I mention laser and light-based hair removal techniques, this one is a diode-style laser hair removal technique that they're talking about in this article. So they're comparing it with what's referred to as an IPL device, or intense pulsed light. And these are technically not a laser unit. I'm going to make sure to specify that right now. However, they do use the same process as a regular laser by shooting bright light at dark hairs to try to heat them up and to burn the root of the follicle. Now, the difference between a standard laser and an IPL unit is that IPL units are typically a halogen bulb, sometimes a xenon bulb, or could be halogen, or could be even a helium style light bulb. But either way, they all emit pretty much the same type of light, and it's the red spectrum that they're really trying to intensify. Now the next sections here, they talk about comparison with electrolysis and shaving. My last episode I talked about shaving already, and I'm not going to cover electrolysis in this episode, possibly in a future episode. If you'd like me to talk about electrolysis in the future, please leave a comment down below and I will consider doing that in a future video. And also they talk about comparison with waxing, so I've already talked about waxing as well in my last video. If you haven't watched it, be sure to watch that one. And in this part of the article, it goes into talk about actual types of laser units: argon, ruby, pulse diode array, and then the IPL style. It actually specifies here that IPL is not a laser. So really when it comes down to the hair removal techniques, how it really works is it's based on pulse width or duration is one of the biggest considerations. The whole point is to absorb the hair with as much light as to increase its temperature to a certain point for a certain period of time. Then you will achieve the desired result. It says that spot size or the width of the laser beam directly affects the depth of penetration of the light energy due to scattering effects in the dermal layer of the skin. And now it said it takes a number of sessions usually to remove all your body hair, whatever you're trying to do. And depending on the location as well, they say that chest and stomach hair and facial hair are the thickest ones. Arms and legs aren't so thick. And other places it varies depending on your overall hair thickness and other factors, genetic factors. Alright, so now I'd like to show you one of the units that I got my hands on. This is an IPL unit, like we talked about before. It has a halogen bulb in it. This one has an LCD screen that monitors the number of flashes I have left on my bulb. It monitors the flash intensity. It monitors temperature and the fan speed. These have a big fan in them. And this button here is the power button. You press and hold to turn it on, and then you'll tap this button to increase the intensity of the pulses. The big button is the trigger button, and these ones are a release trigger, which means that they will not fire until you release the trigger. And they also have a safety feature where they won't fire as much as you press the button until it's in contact with your skin. And now, in order to get an effective session out of this type of a system, you need to make sure that this is pressed flush and tightly against your skin, like this, before you try to flash it, because then it will keep the majority of the light inside and your hair will absorb the maximum amount of light that this will generate. Now, these units are generally about 900 watts, and I've heard that salon units are usually more powerful than that, but it's not necessarily the power of them, it's the wavelength of the light that is the most important part. Now, when talking about the frequency of use, they say that generally you should only use your light-based epilator or do your laser sessions once every 3 to 6 weeks. Now, I can admit, recently, I've been doing it every week, but I've noticed a serious reduction in follicle thickness and growth. I'm just doing it on my chest and stomach area right now until I have all that taken care of. It's some of the thickest hair I have other than my facial hair. But yeah, I've been using this every week. It has its own power supply, plugs in right there, and plug it into the wall. So yeah, I'm tethered to the wall with it. But it's convenient, it's quick, it's easy, and I don't have to go any place to use it. My daughter can be at home with me and I don't have to worry about her. I just do it after she's in bed and do it on the Sunday. And I can honestly say that it is not really that painful. There are some times where I will feel snicks and feel the heat, and once in a while I'll smell burnt hair, but that's all good. Those are the kinds of things that you're expecting to get out of your laser or light-based hair removal unit. And they can run anywhere between $50 and $150 or $200 depending on the size and quality and how you plan to use it. So thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up down below, and if you're new to this channel, click subscribe and click the little bell on the right to be notified when I upload new content. And if you wanted to make a comment, feel free to comment down below. I check my comments and I will respond to you as soon as I can. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at stacy.links, where I will post fashion pictures, short videos, and the inside scoop of the comings and goings on my vlog. And be sure to come back every Friday for the premiere of a new episode. And on my next episode, I will talk about issues that we are facing right now as a result of me being transgender. We'll see you then.